to the Informatica Designer. The same way yesterday what we did here. Today I am going to show you, we are going to work on the two tables. Let me open the SQL developer, sorry, not the SQL developer, the Excel sheet, the specification document, and also the SQL developer. So we'll go ahead. Hello, can you hear me? Yes, Manoj. Okay, we'll go ahead step further today. So what we'll be doing is, I will modify the specification document a little bit, and I will show you what needs to be done and what can we do with the expression transformation. So I'll show you the sample expression transformation and a source qualifier transformation, advanced concept of source qualifier as well. So now I'll modify my specification document based on the source tables. One moment, Madhu. Okay, so here is the HR schema, and we have employees table, right? Select star from, okay, employees, and this is the employees data. But we do not have the department name in the employee. We won't be able to see the department name. So let us go to the departments table. Okay, we are in the departments table, and you will see the department name here. But what my end result should look like is, I want the department name also to be displayed in the result here. Then what should we do? We should have to join the employee table with the department table, right? Am I right? Inner join. Am I right or wrong? On DEPARTMENT department employees dot on departments dot department ID equal to EMPLOYES employees dot department ID, right? So when I run this query, what will it happen? It will bring all the data. This all things we discussed in the joins. But right now I want the department name here. And also I want to concatenate the first name and last name. So let us go to the SQL developer, in the mapping designer, and get the query. Generate SQL file, copy this SQL file, okay, and get the query. So, and format it so that it will be easy for us to understand. So in this, what will I do is I'll delete the employee ID, department ID. I don't need the department ID. I need employees.depa ID, right? From employees, inner join departments on employees.depa rtment underscore ID equal to department's ID, right? Is this query right or wrong?
We have to include the departments ID.
Oh yeah, because we did not mention the user's name or schema name there, it is not able to identify. So still it says something is wrong, so probably the department spelling is wrong. So let me copy this and I'll put it here, then go to the departments and go to the department ID, copy and paste it here, and paste it here, and copy the employees and paste it here. No, there might be some spelling mistakes. So now I got it. So I don't need a department ID here, right? I need what I need? I need the department name. So, and also I want to change one more thing. What I wanted to do is, I want to concatenate the first and last name, okay? So I don't want the first and last name individually. So I want to have the last name first, okay? Okay, paste it here and concatenate it. So, comma. So we need a space between this, right? So what should I do? I have to concatenate a space again. See, space. If you want to have a comma after the last name and first name delimited, you can have a comma. See, comma, first name, comma, last name. So now my requirement got changed. So what is my requirement now? I need to have employees stg dot department underscore name name, right? Employees stg dot department name. Let me copy this department name, okay? And have the data type of department name. What is the data type for the department name? Let's go to the data type, department name, and copy this department name and paste it here, varchar 2 of 30 bytes. Is it null or not null? It is no. No, it seems department name is not nullable. So now what should I do is, I also have something else changed here. Okay, employees stg last name is not there and it will be full name. Okay, and what is this varchar 2 of 20 plus 25? We have to plus it up, right? So 45. So 45 bytes, and delete this, delete this, delete this. So it is no. It cannot be null. So email, department ID. Okay, we don't need the department ID. Okay, delete it in the source. So this is our source target mapping specs, and it is not a direct load, right? Full name is not a direct load. So I'll give A, and in the department name I'll give B. Okay, so we need a department ID 50 data in the target. Forget about it now. We need full data. So A, what is this A? A, concatenate the first and last last name from the source. Okay, and last name should be FIRST first, and both names should be delimited by comma. Okay, B, join the DEPARTMENT departments table and get departments table to the employee table and get the DEPARTMENT name. This is my requirement. So by seeing this requirement, you understood what to do? Did you guys understand what to do? Right?
Yeah.
You understood the requirement, right? You don't know how to do it, but you understood the requirement, right?
Yeah.
So when you understood the requirement, something like this will be helpful us to solve the requirement, right?
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
This query, this is the final query for us to fulfill this requirement, right or wrong?
Yeah.
Right.
So you can now what is our next task? We should go to the mapping. Okay, we should change our target table. Am I right, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
To full name. So let us change. Okay, full name and varchar to 45. Why did I keep 45? You might have you should understood by now. Why did I put 45 length?
Summation 2.
Yeah. So now what is this one? Department name. We should go to the specs document and check it. Okay, it's varchar 2 of 30. So what is varchar 2? It is a character and numeric, anything it will allow. 2 of 30 bytes, right? 30 or 35? 30. Okay. What is it? It's not null, right?
Mhm.
So employee dot full name is null or not null? Not null, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Apply. So our target is structure is defined here. But do you guys think that this structure is available in the database? No, right?
No. No.
So for that we should go to the target, generate executed. But already we should select the selected tables. But already as you know that this table with this name is already present, employees STG, right? So I select a drop command and I generate SQL file, edit SQL file, copy this SQL file, go to the SQL developer. Where should we paste it? STG schema. So first drop command should run, then create command should run, then alter command should run, right?
Mhm.
So now our target table is redefined, right?
Yeah.
With what we needed. So let us close this thing, and this is pretty interesting. I'll show you two different ways how to perform this task and which is the best way to perform this task. I'll show you. I am teaching you expression. For that reason I will be showing you two types of things. So first thing is see, I will remove this last name. Okay, cut it. Okay, we don't need that, right? We don't need department ID as well, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we don't need this department ID right here. All we need is first name, last name. Okay, and delete this. So let me delete all this and I'll re-add it. Okay, it is all messy a little bit. So in the employees, the department ID is there. So for us right now, we need the department table as a source as well, right? Huh?
Mhm.
Sys. Okay. Now we have to drag the department tables in the source qualifiers. Okay. Now the question arises here. Now the question arises. So what question is this? Are these both the tables from the same database, same schema? Are these both? So we don't need a joiner. So what is joiner we'll discuss later. But right now we don't need two S source qualifiers here, because these two tables are originating from same database. So we can use a source qualifier join. I can delete this source qualifier and I can drag the department name. What we need from this? What we need from them? Department name, right?
Yeah.
So I go to the properties, generate SQL file. Okay. Okay. Before generating, I have to send them to the next transformation, right? So what we need it here? We need employee first name, last name, manager ID, and department name. We don't need department ID, right? So now I go to the generate SQL, copy the SQL file, SQL, put it in the HR schema, okay, and I will arrange it, format it. So it is formatted. Now I will remove the where condition because this where condition is completely wrong. I don't want this condition, I want my own condition. So this is the condition I am giving it here. So inner join depart. So let us see whether this condition is working or not. It's working, right? So I copy this condition, I go to the source qualifier override query and paste it here. Okay? Now based on this query, what is it doing? It is giving the department name right here, manager ID and department name. So till here our data is coming fine, right? So now the next step is, what should we do? We should concatenate the first and last name, right? We can even do this with the source qualifier query, but I want to show you what is the use of expression here. So in the expression transformation, we have input, output and variable, 3 types of ports. So let us add a full name port. What is the full name? String of 45, right? So I'll uncheck this input port, because string in full name is only output port. It is not coming from input, right? So I unchecked the input port. See, when I uncheck this input port, then only this particular expression logic is highlighted. Did you notice? When I uncheck the input port only, it will get highlighted. So when will it highlighted? When I uncheck the input port, or only the output port is selected, or the variable port is selected. See. Okay. So what is variable port? I'll give you a simple example of variable. In the school days, you might have learned the cow story, right? This is a cow. You just tell, like, some name. He is Manoj. Okay, Manoj is studying in this school. He is studying in you use he wherever there is Manoj in the next sentences, right? Do you remember that? What are you doing? You are saying that this is Manoj or he is Manoj. You are assigning he, what some value you are assigning for the he. What is that value? Manoj, right? Right? So again, whenever a sentence comes, like he is studying class 10th, he is going to school daily, or his father name is so and so. So what did you do? You first initially you assigned a value called Manoj, and you are reusing that Manoj in the name of he or something else, right? Did you understand my point, guys? Huh? Hello?
Yes. Yeah, Manoj.
So let me tell you another example. So x equal to 10 you say in mathematics. So y equal to x plus 2 means what is that? What is the answer?
Y is 10.
Huh?
Y is 12.
So you are distributing the x equal to 10 value wherever you see x, right? So that is called variable. Means what is the variable here? X equal to 10 is a variable declaration, right? So this variable port will be used as something like that. So we can reuse it many times. We can declare it one time and we can reuse it a number of times. Understood? Okay, I'll give you an example for that. Don't need to worry. So right now I'm not using a variable port here. Instead I'm using a output port only. So what output port, I should write some query here, condition to concatenate the first name and last name. So what is that condition? Go to the ports, you will see all the employee tables data here. Okay, when you see the employee tables data here, so what should we do? Come on, as per the requirement, what should we do? We should concatenate the first name and last name, but the last name should be first and both should be delimited by comma, right?
Yeah.
So I select the last name. This last name means this one. Okay? Concatenate. 2 pipe symbol. Okay? And delimited by comma and 2 pipe symbols. First name. See? Validate expression parser successful. So what am I doing? I am writing a logic. Okay, last name, comma, first name. So now these both ports we don't need. These are only input. So I uncheck them output and click apply. Okay. So now you will see the first name here. Now the next is as usual. You join the full name to the target and all other fields to the email to the target. Understood? Did you get my point? So the expression, in the expression we can do many things, concatenating and parsing some complex things. Like you will understand what is parsing, complex things, all this, but the basic things of expression is this one. So in the expression we can do first name, last name concatenation, and we can also do something like this, if there is our phone number is something like this, right? You can cut this substring functions. Substring, what is substring? You have to learn. So substring is something in the transformation. Remember this transformation language reference functions. You have to go through these functions. You don't need to know them, but when you need them, you have to know that okay, there is some function for that. So what my requirement is now my requirement changed to a little bit in the expression. So what is that requirement? Now phone number is something, right? So here the phone number is there. So what will I do is cut, okay, employee dot phone number, okay, code, okay, number. So when you have this code like this, code and number, you see the phone number, right? You saw the phone number here, right? 1, 2, 3. So I want only the 10-digit phone number in the number field and code in the first 3 letters. This one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one in the code field. So then also we can use expression. For that kind of logic you can use expression. So I'll show you that to a little bit right now, but I want you guys to try that. So with the help of substring function you can do that. So let me show you. When we run the debugger, you'll understand it. So now you understood this concept, right? Completely. So when I run the query, I'll show you how does it work. Let me disconnect and reconnect because there is a change in the mapping. So let me go there and check whether everything is appropriate or not. $source, $target, okay. Save it. Now when you run this thing, it will load the data to the target. See? Succeeded. Let us go to the employees.stg and look at the data. Okay, why did it not have the data? Do you guys remember that? We had a pre-SQL in yesterday's class. See, it was deleting the data, right? There. PostSQL is there, so it was deleting. So now the data is there. See, department name, last name, first name. So at times with the Informatica, sometimes you need to know if there is something wrong. Okay, where did it go wrong? So for that we have a debugger. Debugger is something like it will check. So for that, to run the debugger, you have to go to the mappings, debugger, start debugger, next instance, use an existing session instance, okay, next instance, and select this one, This is our session. Next instance, discard the target data. We don't want to load now. We are just testing it. So when you do that, you'll get here two columns here like this. Then go to the mappings, debugger, next instance. Or you can also press F10. See, you can also press F10 shortcut key. So now see here, source qualifier is highlighted and the debugger is currently here. See, this is the first record which entered the source qualifier 200. Understood, guys? Based on our joint condition, it bought the administration here in the department name. There is a joint condition here, right? So it bought the first name here. So now when I press F10 or next instance, it will go to the expression. Now in the expression it got Jennifer Vallum and it gave the full name as Vallum, comma Jennifer. Right? Did you notice? So now I will show you some things which we can do in the expression in the here in the evaluate expression. I'll go to the debugger and show you evaluate expression. So this is something like this expression transformation logic. So here I'll show you some else logic. So here you are doing Val and Jennifer, right? Or this in first letter capitals, right? Now what I wanted to do is I want to have last name concatenate, okay, comma space concatenate last name, first name. So I want to have a space after comma, okay? Then when I evaluate, see what did it give? So if I use this function in expression, the end result will be like this. Understood, guys? This is just a debugger to test something. Okay, you know what your data is getting here, right? Without debugger, you can't know unless and until you load to the target. Once after loading the target only, you check this, oh, I need a space here. So in the debugger, you can check without loading the data to the target. And you can also check your queries here like this. So if you want everything to be uppercase, okay, you have an upper function. UPP or upper, evaluate. See, now it made uppercase, right? So there are like many functions. What I am telling you is the transformation language, so many functions are there. All these can be implemented in the expression depending on the scenario. You need sometimes lower function. Lower means small letters. See, all small. So now this is done. This is fine. Right now, I told you, right, sometimes we need to change the phone number. We need to cut the first 3 digits and put it in somewhere and last 3 digits and put it in somewhere. Right, guys? Just now I told you. So for that, we make use of substring. So substring function helps us in cutting the string. What is this? This completely is a string. I want to cut that string. For that, see, for example, if I want to cut 515 dot from this phone number, I will use substr substring. What do you want to substring? Phone number. From which position you want to substring? From 0 position. To which position you want to substring? 4th position. So when I evaluate, it will get 515.c. So I can assign this 515 to another value. Understood, guys? Did you get my point? So I can, like full name, I will have another called out_code. Okay? And I will use this substring function. Understood? So the same thing, like here I'll stop the debugger. Okay? And I can also have another function where here phone number is there. Okay, out_code or something I need, assuming that I need only the first 4 digits. So I can use a substring function here. Okay, and phone number, comma 0, comma 4. So if you read the substring, there are examples there for that. Now I can connect this out_code to next. If I have a code here, I can connect this one. So let me show you substring. See, what is it doing? Substring of phone 0 to 3. So here there are this digit phone number. When the return value is this when I use this function 1 2 3. So when I use a phone number 1 2 3, it's the same. 0 or 1 is same initial value. So substring of phone number 5 to 8 means what am I telling it is I want the from 5th position to 8th position. See, from the 5th position to 8th position. So 5, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So these all are 8 positions. So everything there is an example here. So this is what usually we do. Most of the functions even I don't know. But when I work on real time, if I get that kind of scenario, I'll go and search the functions and read them. Transformation language. So these all things can be implemented with the help of expression transformation. Understood? So concatenating, uppercase, lowercase, substring, min, max, many things are there like that, count. So many things we can do with the expression. Not the actual aggregate, count, min, max are aggregate, but those also can be implemented, but in different way. Understood? This is expression transformation. This is the two tables when we use the source qualifier. So, yeah.
Excuse me, Manoj, this is Rohan.
Yes, Rohan.
Just a quick question. What you did in the expression could have also been done in the source qualifier, right?
Yeah. But what I wanted to show you is, I want to show you the expression scenario here.
Yeah, correct. I got your point. You wanted to demonstrate how it's done.
Yeah. So you can do that in the source qualifier. But it is good to do in the source qualifier only, right now, in this scenario, because both are tables.
Okay. No,
if it is a flat file, yeah.
What I wanted to ask was, how do you decide where to put what from a performance perspective? Like real time when you're dealing with large amounts of data, how does the developer decide?
Yeah, because see here, in this scenario,
or
I understood your question. We need to use the database capability mostly, not the Informatica. So it is better to use the source qualifier query here rather than using expression when these are tables. When it is a flat file, usually flat file will not have we cannot write SQL query in the flat file, right?
Right.
Flat file is something notepad file.
Yeah.
Then you have to use it in expression.
Yeah, one more quick question. I know that the advantage of Informatica is you can have different source systems, like one is Oracle, the other is SQL Server. So in this case, not in this case, but let's say I'm just making up this scenario. Can you join one table from an Oracle source and one table which resides in SQL Server source?
Yeah, we can join, but not with the source qualifier.
So that is where the expression comes into picture.
No, that is different. We should have joiner. That is different transformation. Yeah, which I am going to tell you tomorrow.
Okay.
So when this table is Oracle, this table is Oracle. Both are in same schema. So I can join with the source qualifier.
Okay.
When I join with the source qualifier, this is the condition.
Okay. Yeah. Got
So if both are different, then we have to use joiner. So same thing tomorrow, I will demonstrate you how to do with joiner. So that is what I am going. Slowly I will increase one by one transformation. Once we complete all the transformation with these scenarios, I will show you a couple of real-time scenarios where you can make use of those scenarios in day-to-day life.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's all there in Informatica. These questions just came to my mind. So,
okay, yeah.
Thanks, Anuj.
No problem. So this is the expression transformation. So I want you guys to practice this. And performance tuning, same thing, when the both tables are originating from the same data source, we need to use source qualifier join or source qualifier queries instead of expression or something else. See, this condition we don't need to do in the expression, we can do it here. So to demonstrate it to you, I showed it here, that's all. So that is what the performance tuning. Whatever we can push that tuning level to the database, we can use those queries in the database level only, rather than expression. Because when you Informatica needs to calculate this. When you use in database, in the SQL query, here, it will fire against the database. So the performance will be faster. So if you have to do in the expression, it has to cache. Cache means it has to get the data from database and it has to put it some place, right, in Informatica to do the calculation. So it may take some time. So the performance might be less. So that is the reason we need to use the database level, database side, calculating the tasks very frequently, more than the Informatica.
One more question, Manoj.
Yeah.
See, Oracle database is capable enough to handle, millions of rows, right? Transformation, whatever, text transformation.
Yeah.
Now, for example, in the expression, we have a slightly complex transformation, and we are dealing with, let's say, 20 million records.
Okay.
And we have different source systems. So I know, Informatica is really, powerful. So internally, how is it doing that, or does it, like, Oracle itself has so many management, right? Data management techniques inside it. Now, is Informatica that powerful to also do that by itself?
Yeah, it is powerful tool because in the Informatica admin level part, they will handle those things. And what Informatica does, it prepares the insert statements and it fires against the database again.
Okay, so where is this? How big can this cache be? Like,
no. When I say the big cache can be, it all depends upon the database level side, network level statistics, database level statistics, Informatica level, which they give at the administrator level. It is not related to us because there are some things where when Informatica administrator predefine them to us. So we need to use, we won't increase, we don't do any increasing, decreasing the caches.
Okay, yeah, got it.
You won't do anything unless and until you have some very good experience, like you're dealing on very high level performance tasks, then you will do. But commonly, right now, from 8 years, I did not do anything.
Okay.
Because usually they won't give access to us.
So just like how the roles.
It is here we have to increase the length. See, cache size, cache lookup function, and buffer length. These are all things we can increase here.
Okay, so just like how the roles on the database development and DBA.
Yeah.
Similarly, on the Informatica side, the roles
are admin level roles are that. Okay,
got it. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. So please practice the source qualifier and expression today. And tomorrow I will be telling you filter, router, and joiner. 3 transformations. And tomorrow I will tell you active, passive also. Filter, router, joiner. 3 transformation. Note down. Please have a look into them. It will be interesting and it will be little difficult. Okay?
Manoj, I have a query.
Yeah.
Hello.
Come on, yeah.
What we just did, we can do it in the alternative way using the pre-SQL also, right?
We can do, but pre-SQL is not meant for that actually. It is, we should not use that because, I'll take an example, why should we not use that? So, you developed the code, Pranish, okay? Tomorrow you will leave the company. Some other guy will come. But he won't go deep inside the code in the properties and look for what you did, right? What will he do? He'll mostly people look at the mappings. Why this mapping is intended to do? It has to be done in this. PSQL and PostSQL tasks are done, which you cannot perform something inside the mapping. Through the mapping, you can't delete the data, right?
Yeah.
Here, you can delete. I know that there is a way to delete, but it's a little bit tough. But the main logic, as per the specification, the main logic should be present in the mapping only.
Mapping, yeah, got it. It should be fit in the mapping.
See, I can actually copy this query and put it in the PSQL or PostSQL. Like insert statement I can create. I can create an insert statement and select from this. It's pretty simple. But Tomorrow your requirement might change. Who will go and change that query? Come on, tell me. So it's easy to change here, right?
And it will be visible also.
Yeah. Whatever you do, it should be visible because there are many number of people going and coming out. So everyone can't be SQL perfectly. They can't write. So there is no need of Informatica. Usually, why we need Informatica? For flexibility, for getting we can get the data from different source systems. If our data is not in different source systems, you can use Oracle only.
Yeah, got it.
Okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, you find interesting or it's not that good, the class?
That's very interesting.
Okay. So if you don't understand, let me know. And Angela, and you have a question regarding the Informatica installation, right, Angela?
Yes, I do.
So I will upload today for you the Informatica VM where you just need to install it. You don't need to do anything in your computer, okay? You will get the download like I gave you yesterday, like Informatica downloads I gave you, right?
Okay.
I am virtualizing my machine and I will give this virtual machine to you so you can just plug in and play.
Okay.
Okay. Okay guys, alright, take care.
Manoj, I have a question.
Yeah, yes, okay.
Yeah, Manoj, what is the difference between varchar and varchar 2?
Oh, varchar and varchar 2, it all depends upon the database side because it's in the Oracle. So varchar 2 will allow some more length, whereas varchar will allow some less length.
Oh, okay, Manoj.
It's not a much difference, okay? Don't need to worry about it. Any more questions?
Okay, thank you, Manoj.
Okay guys, alright, take care, good night, talk to you tomorrow.